Yes, good morning students. Today we are going to start our second chapter, Secularism in Civics. So before starting our second chapter, Secularism, first we recall about our constitution that in our constitution we all have a right to follow our religion. We all have a right to, we have a right to use our cultural and educational requirements. So when we all have a right to, choose our religion, it came under secularism. So secularism is a freedom of religion, and this freedom of choosing our religion is found in India. That's why India is known as a secular country. So a country which allows its citizens that they can choose the religion of their choice, that country is known as a secular country. So India is one of the example of a secular country in which all the citizens have right to choose their religion. For example, in Saudi Arabia, their people, they have a mentality that their religion is most important religion than any other. That means they try to dominate the minority religion there, because in Saudi Arabia, the majority religion is of Muslims. So Saudi Arabia is not a secular country. Saudi Arabia is a non-secular country because there is no freedom of religion. The minority religion who belongs to different religion other than Muslims, they are not free to practice their religious activities. So when a country become a non-secular country, the results of a non-secular countries come out: discrimination, exclusion and persecution. So under a discrimination, we started making an opinion about one religion is superior and the other religion is inferior, same as in Saudi Arabia. Then in exclusion and persecution, it becomes when a majority religion tries to dominate a minority religion, it comes under persecution. So if a country is secular, all citizens have right to follow their religion. But if a country is a non-secular country, the citizens does not have freedom to follow their religion and to perform their religious activity. So in that case, our India is a secular country where we all have a right to follow our religion. So I'll give you one example that during Second World War, yes, during Second World War in Germany, during Second World War in Germany, it was ruled by Hitler. At that time, Germany was ruled by Hitler. So, at this time, when Germany was ruled by Hitler, their majority religion was Christian. Their majority religion was Christian. And at that time, what this majority religion performed? They tried to persecute Jews. They tried to dominate those who belongs to Jewish community, or we can say those who belong to Muslim community. So this is also an example of a non-secular country in which a majority religion tries to dominate minority religion. So after that, when Jews make their country Israel, their majority religion was Muslim. Their majority religion was Muslim. So what did they done? They also tried to dominate the Christians. They also tried to dominate the Christians who were in minority. So when a religion community faces a dominant, when a community faces a persecution, that community also started doing the same activity which has performed with that country. Same in a case of Jews in Germany, when the Christians majority religion tried to dominate Muslim religion. So when Muslim religion made their country Israel, where the majority religion was Muslims, they started to dominate Christian religion. Why? Because in that country, in Israel, Muslims were in majority and Christians were in minority. So this happens when the country adopted a policy of non-secularism. When we follow a policy of a non-secularism, there always become a discrimination between all the citizens on the ground of religion, in which one religion is given more importance and the other one religion is giving less importance than a superior religion. And if a country chooses a secularism, then there is a very less possibility that there will be any discrimination on the ground of religion. So now what are the topics that we are going to discuss in this chapter? The main topics that we can discuss. The first is secularism. The first topic that we are going to discuss is secularism. The second topic is why is it important to separate, why it is important to separate religion from state. Yes, so in this video, we will focus on mainly on these two topics. What is secularism? I have given you a roughly idea that what is a secularism. Then after understanding the concept of secularism, we will understand the topic that why it is important to separate a religion from state. Means we have to separate state in different category and we have to divide the religion into different categories. If the state and religion both goes together, then there will be a discrimination. We will discuss about this topic afterwards. First, we will discuss about the secularism. Yes, from now onwards, we are able to answer this question. That what is secularism? So, secularism is a freedom of religion in which there is no clashes between the religion who belongs to majority and those religion who came under the category of minority. When there is no clashes, when there is no superiority and inferiority classes, when there is not secularism, then there is a chances that the mentality develop in the citizens that our religion is superior and the other religion is inferior. So secularism can explain that we all have a right that we can practice our religious activity. There will be no discrimination on the ground of religion. Either we belong to a majority religion and either we belong to a minority religion. So this comes under secularism. The next topic that we are going to discuss that why it is important to separate religion from state. Separate religion from state. So what is the main reason behind the separation of these two things? That if we want that our country will function very democratically, the first thing that we all have to do is the separation of state and the separation of religion. Yes, so it is important to divide the religion from state. So the reasons are, if there will be no separation, then there will be a discrimination, as we all know. If the state religion got a power, then the religion came into a majority and used its power against dominating the minority religion. So, for example, if we are talking about two religions, one is Hindu and one is Muslim. As we all know that Hindu religion faces the problem of untouchability and the Muslim religion faces the social problem of triple talaq. Right? So in our India, where Constitution gives us a right that we have a freedom that we can choose our religion. So if a person who belongs to a Hindu religion faces a problem of untouchability, if he wants to choose some other religion, like if he wants to choose Christianity, if he wants to choose Buddhism, he has a right. he has a freedom that he can choose the religion of his choice. There is no one who can, restrict him. Yeah, there is no restriction on the choice he wants to make. Same in the case of Muslim community, that if a person who belongs to a Muslim community faces a problem of triple talaq and he wants to change his religion, he wants to adopt Hindu religion. The reason behind this may be that a person who belongs to a Hindu religion finds that in a Muslim religion there are some liberties which are not in a Hindu religion. Same in a case of a Muslim, if a person who belongs to a Muslim religion finds that there is more liberty in Hindu religion as compared to his own religion. So our India, our constitution gives us a choice that we can choose a religion of our choice. But if there will be a no separation, if there will be no separation on the grounds of religion and states, then it will become difficult for any individual to choose the religion of his or her choice. If he wants to change his religion, then it is not possible. What is the reason behind it? The reason is that because there is no separation of state and religion. The state religion is in power and the state religion does not allow the citizens to change their religion. But if there will be a separation of state from a religion, all the religion community are free to choose the religion they want to adopt. So this is all about that why it is necessary to separate a state from religion. If there will be a separation, then there will be no discrimination on the ground of religion. Any citizen who want to adopt the other religion practices, he has a choice. For example, if we belong to a Hindu community, we are free to go to masjid. There is no restriction on the ground of that we cannot enter a masjid, because in our country India we belong to a secular country and we all have a right that if we want to practice the religious activity of any other religion, we have a right to do it. For example, if a person who belongs to a Christian religion wants to visit Gurdwara, he has a freedom. He can go to a Gurdwara because our constitution gives us a freedom that we have a freedom that we can go to any worship place where we want to go. So this was all about these two topics about secularism and why is it important to separate a religion from a state. Thank you and have a nice day.